interview time with actress Dominik Garcia-Lorido. Woo! We're so excited to have her here. Okay, let's jump right to it. Let's talk about Wild Card, which premieres, this Friday, January 30th. And it's just a star-studded cast. So we've got yourself, we've got Anne Heche, we've got Jason Statham, and Sofia Vergara, Jason Alexander. So first tell us about the movie and then your character.
Well, the movie is about a guy named Nick Wilde, who's this recovering gambling addict living in Vegas, and he makes his money by protecting his friends around town, getting them out of situations and all that. And I play his ex-girlfriend, Holly, who's a Vegas escort, and I get brutally beaten and raped on the job one night, and I come to him for help on my,
How was
revenge.
it filming a scene like that? How do you prepare yourself as an actor?
I mean, you don't really have to prepare so much for a scene like a rape scene like that because, you're not prepared for that anyways. It's just sort of what's going on in the scene. But, those kind of scenes, like whether it's like a love scene or just whatever, those where it's like sex involved, they're so choreographed and it's just so technical. But I remember wanting it to feel as real, because you don't see it in the movie as much as we did. It's more like in flashbacks. And I trusted Milo, who I did the scene with, Milo Ventimiglia, and he's such a nice guy, and I trusted him, so I was just like, go for it. It will help me if it's 100%.
Wow.
How does that affect your relationship with the actor after you've done a scene like that?
Such a great question.
Yeah.
I mean, it's fine. I mean, it's professional, unless they're disrespectful, which I didn't have that experience.
When you watch yourself back, have you seen this scene?
Yeah, but it's just so glimpse of it. But yeah, I've seen it.
How is it to watch yourself? Do you watch the movies that you're in afterward? How is that experience?
I have to kind of watch it by myself,
First?
really, yeah, and just I'm not really looking at it. I almost even have to kind of go back and rewatch the scene because I don't see it.
You're just looking at your choices, I'm sure.
I just see why do I do that with my face? Why do I just it's like when you hear yourself on an answering machine and you're like, do I sound like that? It's the same thing. It just takes me out of it.
I don't understand why actors are like, I can never watch myself. It's like, but then how do you get better as an actor?
I never watch playback when I'm shooting because I think it takes me out of it, and I'll be worrying about too much about how I look
than
about
in our heads.
how I feel, and I was trained in theater where you don't look at yourself, and so for me, I always feel like I could be more honest if I'm not seeing that, and I'm just in the moment, and so whatever happens, happens.
If I'm too close to when I do something and I watch it, I always am thinking, I remember what I was thinking at the time, what was going through my head, and I'm wondering if I feel like everyone else can see it, if I lost focus for a second.
Yeah.
But it's such a crazy dynamic of watching yourself back and how it's gonna affect
and also you're like, oh, I remember that take and I struggled with it, and that's something it's just things like that. It's like things I know that maybe someone else doesn't know, but watching it, I'm not ever satisfied.
I know.
So
I
it's
think
weird,
performers all can relate.
Yeah,
you know.
it's weird,
I think artists in general can relate. The cast. I mean, what was it like working with Jason Statham and Sofia Vergara? Did you have any scenes with her?
I didn't. No. I only really had scenes with Jason and with Milo, but Sofia is in a scene at the beginning with Max Casella. It was wonderful, and it's a funny scene. And I guess we were shooting around the same days, or I think I might have been doing some makeup tests because I have prosthetics in the movie. But I saw her.
What are your
while she was
prosthetics
there.
in the movie?
Well, I get beaten, so I have kind of a puffy eye. And
right. What's Jason like?
Jason is very sweet, very sweet. I was very comfortable with him, and he was great. And he was we laughed a lot, offset, and it's funny because movies can be very isolating. You don't meet everyone. I didn't have any scenes with Michael Angarano, but we were there around the same time, and we became very fast friends, and would get dinner and lunch and stuff But yeah, I mean, you don't meet everybody usually.
That's
it's
so
not like a
weird
TV
to
show.
me. Yeah.
You can have no scenes with another actor, but you see them every day, you
Right.
know, because everyone's working
They become
so
a family,
fast, and you're
yes.
there on one location all day together, and so it's different.
I mean, you come from a
Exactly.
family of actors. Your dad is Andy Garcia. So did he ever pass down any tips to you to become a successful actress, or were you just completely on your own?
No, I mean he's definitely my first teacher and my most influential teacher for sure. And but my dad always instilled a good work ethic in me. He just always told me to be really prepared before I went on my auditions, before I went to set. And he led by example. Just I grew up on a set watching him, and so he's super gracious to the people around him, and has no ego on set. And
Your ego is not your amigo.
no.
Really? That's a good way to think about
And
it.
the thing
Sorry.
is, it's such a collaborative thing. Like filming a movie, everyone is just as important as the next. You know,
Absolutely.
You can't, you're the actor, you're not on a pedestal by any means.
Right. I love that.
you know,
And then really quick, one last question, because we do get we do Q&As with our viewers, and we do have a lot of our fans that want to become actors. So you mentioned auditioning. What is the one tip that you could give them besides being prepared in an audition room?
You know, stay loose. You know, it's like it's your time. It's you want to go in and own the room, and just do whatever you need to do for you. Don't worry so much about pleasing the other person, and all you have to do is make a good impression, because 99.9% of the time you're not going to get the part. And there's so many politics that come into play. You know, you're not tall enough, you're not pretty enough, you're not American enough, you're not, you know, Latin, whatever it is. You know, you're not a big enough name, you're whatever. And so there's so many things after that all you have to worry about is doing a good job and then just leaving it there. Because, you know, a lot of times you can go in and make a good impression and you're wrong for that part, but they set aside your picture and bring you back in for something else.
Yeah, don't take it as a rejection, because
and
you have
that's
no
happened
idea.
to me, so you don't, you know, that's all you have to worry about. People, I think, worry so much about getting that part and trying to like conform to that part, when it's like you have to bring in what you bring uniquely to that role. That's you, because no one's going to be you better.
Such good advice.
You're going to fit that or you're not, but
Yeah.
you can't make yourself fit it,
Right.
is what I think.
All right, so big round of applause for our guest, Dominik Garcia-Lorido. Make sure you guys check out Wild Card on this Friday in theaters and also on demand, and we'll see you guys all next time on Pop Trigger.